and these are sequels that people actually didn't know were going to be embarked upon.
It still would have been nice to see, like, one new thing.
Like again, no one knew that Evil Within 2 was a thing. Yeah. Nobody knew that there was going to be another Wolfenstein within the franchise.
Yes, which would be the next game that I was going to talk
Fallout,
about.
Fallout, yes, that's expected.
Yeah.
But, I mean, for the most part, yes, again, it falls into the if it isn't broke, don't fix it. But again, these were things that no one knew.
Right.
So while it was kind of meh, it was still kind of like, holy shit, this is awesome because I didn't know. So it still had a slight wow factor, more so to the people that play those games as opposed to the standard.
To franchise lovers.
Yes.
It was Bethesda definitely catered to the franchise lovers of the games that they have.
Yeah. I can appreciate that from them.
Yeah.
I can definitely appreciate that from them.
And they're going to give it to us real quick.
Because
Evil Within 2 is Friday the 13th, October of this year.
Yeah.
And that's awesome, because, for those of you that know multimedia releases with the exception of movies, unless it's a big movie that'll debut, like, on a Wednesday night or midnight or Thursday night, media things like Blu-rays, DVDs, and video games typically come out, and music typically come out on a Tuesday.
Yes.
So the fact that they legitimately licensed it for October, Friday the 13th, I thought that was an amazing touch. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just to add to the game. It's like, if you're making a horror game, you want that date. Mm-hmm. Without a doubt. As Ms. Foxy mentioned, Bethesda also rolled out Wolfenstein 2.
Yes.
Again, I'm not a first-person view player, mostly because it's like, I hate the whole aspect of, ow, what's hitting me? Ow, what's hitting me? Ow, what's hitting me? Oh, there it is. Oh, I'm dead. It's like, I hate that. But story-wise, it looks really, really good. Looks really interesting. The funniest part, of course, is the guy tripping on acid right before they go in to do a mission and everything like that. Like, he's, like, literally tripping on acid, and I thought it was hysterical. Bethesda also rolled out another unforeseen sequel with Dishonored, Death of the Outsider. And people got, really amped and excited coming forward. Ubisoft also rolled out one. Miss Foxy was definitely a little disappointed. Now, what sucks is I was excited for her for this, and then it rolled out to just be another big online MMO thing, strategic thing. Skull and Bones. Cinematically, it looked amazing. Yeah. It looked beautiful. Like, we were hooked on the cinematics.
Yes.
But then they got into the game, and it was like, oh.
Yes. This is being slated as the pirate game that everybody has been waiting for.
Inspired by
Assassin's Creed Black Flag. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this really isn't the pirate game that we've all been waiting for. This game particularly deals with you building your ship and upgrading your ship.
Rising through the ranks, becoming a pirate lord, mafioso.
And basically engaging in battles at sea, for the most part. This isn't any kind of, there's really no story mode. It's not a pirate game. In essence, it's basically a battle simulator.
It's building your legend as a pirate through the plundering and the attacks and everything you do. Building your armadas, doing piratey things, turning on people that are part of your brethren or whatever the case may be. Again, it was a little bit of a letdown. I mean, for the people that are into that, there are, but to announce it as what people have been waiting for in a pirate game was completely untrue.
Yeah, because I mean, again, graphically it looked amazing, and I am a diehard lover of pirates. So to hear that there was not only one, but two video games that were pirate-based had me extremely excited, and that excitement is now complete disappointments in both of them. Because, I mean, if I'm going to play a game as a pirate, I want to play as a fucking pirate. I want to go and, uncover buried treasure. I want to, discover islands. And,
you want to go to whorehouses.
Fucking A right I do. Hell yeah!
We know what Miss Foxy likes.
And drink rum!
Why is rum gone?
Come on now.
Yeah. Well, again, there's going to be people that love it and everything like that, but the fact that that's what it is, that was the disappointing aspect of it. Another game that was been met with controversy that we spoke about for weeks and everything like that, but leading up to this, went full force into smacking people. You want controversy? Here you go. It's the controversy. Far Cry 5. Yes. Again, I am not, as I was joking before, I'm not a real big first-person view player. But there's always, every 2-3 years, that one that makes me break the rule.
Mm-hmm.
Far Cry 5 is going to make me break the rule.
Oh, yes.
Because the story of Far Cry 5 just looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And everything like that. The trailer was great.
Yes.
The gameplay looks awesome. And not for nothing, it's ballsy. It's ballsy because it's real.
Mm-hmm.
It's real. You know, religious fanatics of that nature. You don't see it in the news all day, but guess what? It's there.
Yeah.
And it's here in this country. It happens.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're not making this a political thing, but the bottom line is
it's a cult. Basically.
It's a cult. And you know what? There was so much. You know what's it's so funny because there was so much rage and fury over I believe it was one of the Call of Duty games or one of the Rainbow Sixes or something like that, where it dealt with going into an airport and blowing things up, and you were playing as, and everybody was like, oh, up in arms, and that was the enemy, and this is too sensitive a subject, so okay, now we change it over, we go the other way, and okay, no, we can't do that. And that's okay. Can we make them foreign? It's like, or can we even? The best part was, can we make them foreign, or at least make them Canadian?
I know, right?
That was the best. It was like, can we make them Canadian? They're like, wait, what?
God forbid there's some strife.
Blame Canada much.
I know, right?
Yeah, but no, Far Cry 5 is looking absolutely awesome. It's got to have your individual play, and as we always said, yeah, this is cool. This is a fun little Easter egg Miss Foxy found out today.
Yeah.
As you know, for those of you that have followed this show since its inception, it was inspired by and honors the memory of G4 and Attack of the Show.
Yep.
This show was heavily inspired by Attack of the Show and
Us.
G4. Us, yeah, you know.
Talk about the game.
No.
Sorry.
Well, we're getting there.
We're getting there. As an Easter egg, the gorgeous bartender that you see in all the snippets and everything like that is voiced by none other than former Attack of the Show G4 host Allison Hayslip.
Yep.
So,
Also, Jersey born and bred. Thank you.
all I'm asking is there a romantic option? I didn't get the romantic option for the Doctor in the Mass Effect because it's the chick from Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
I would like a romantic option in Far Cry. Although it's first person. Oh, they've never done a first person romance thing.
Ooh, that's true. Can you first person point of view video game boinking?
Ubisoft, make it happen. DLC patch 1.08. I don't care.
Just don't take it too far like Andromeda did, please.
Oh, Andromeda. I will agree. Andromeda went a little too far.
Yeah.
They went Game of Thrones season 6 on this.
Yeah, they went way too far with their sex scenes.
You know, they're too far. But nonetheless, Far Cry 5 looking amazing, looking absolutely amazing. All right, so Ubisoft also dropped their. Everybody kind of had like a little bit of a major bombshell.
Oh yeah.
Ubisoft had a great surprise and everything like that when President of Nintendo came on the stage, and everybody lost their shit. And then up on the screen comes what our very own Jace Bowser spoke about: Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Mm-hmm.
For the longest time, they said Ubisoft and Nintendo, of course, have been enemies in the business, in the professional business front. But they had, Nintendo has always loved the characters of the Rabbids, and of course, anybody that's affiliated in the gaming field would not be around if not for the world of Nintendo and Mario.
Mm-hmm.
Let's face facts here. And they announced this, and it's really cool. I think this is going to be a smash hit across the board,
yes,
without a doubt. Like it's two elements that a lot of gamers love, and everything like that, and it's just going to be fun. It's going to be crazy.
Just the whole idea of Mario going cross-platform is mind-blowing.
Yeah, well, I don't know if they said it was going to be cross-platform.
No, meaning literally across a platform. I mean this in a literal sense.
Oh, yeah.
I mean in the literal sense.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, then Ubisoft, in their wah-wah-wah moment, their last trailer was something I guess a lot of inside gaming fans had known about for a long time and everything like that. Beyond Good and Evil 2. Now, I don't ever recall Good and Evil 1.
It was years and years
ago. Apparently, as they said on stage, this was a game like 11 or 15 years in the making, and everything like that. And they released like the most amazing cinematic trailer of the entire E3.
Oh God, yes.
It was beautiful.
Yes.
It was gorgeous. It was the most beautiful cinematic trailer. Not even of this E3 conference. I think of any E3 conference. This was gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Apparently a trailer they worked 3 years on.
Mm-hmm.
On top of the 11/15 years they've been working on this presumed game. Creators came out. The creator came out. He's crying. He was like a proud father and everything like that. And understandably, it looked beautiful. But again, it harkens back to what we said much earlier in the show. It was a cinematic trailer.
Yes.
It was a cinematic trailer. He was super excited, and in his excitement, I don't know if it was intended this way or just in an excitement he negated to say anything. There was nothing to say about the game.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Oh, this is finally happening. This is finally happening." What's happening?
Yeah.
We got a little detail from the game,
Mm-hmm.
from the writer. We got a little detail in the game on what it's about.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the whole stage fills with everybody from Ubisoft to the president and everything like that, and it's just like...
And that was it.
And then that was it. It was like...
It's like, okay, so...
No release date, nothing.
We're still working on
A game you've been working on for 11 years.
Yeah.
You put forth one of the most dynamic, if not the most dynamic, cinematic trailer in E3 history, and you still have no details.
Mm-hmm.
So what, you spent the last 3... So basically in the conversation we had, I was like, what, did you spend the last 3 years just making the cinematic trailer and still not working on the game?
Yeah.
Okay, you made the cinematic trailer, can we follow it up with a snippet of some gameplay?
Mm-hmm.
You've been working on this thing for 3 years, but it came off at the end of it. I was like, okay, you've always been working 3 years on this cinematic trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been working on the game?
Yeah.
So now it's like, okay, 11 years in development, nothing to show for that, but we have 3 years work on a cinematic trailer, so how long before we actually see a gameplay?
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to be another 3 years? Because typically, gamings of that style
Yeah.
is 3 years.
It feels a little bit like the whole Avatar movies, where it's like, here's the first one, and the next one is going to come out in what, 2024?
Yeah. We have Will. I'm sorry if I butcher your last name. Will Malpartida. He said it exactly. This is what I was thinking. This is one of those games I've never played, but everyone's sworn it was good.
Yeah.
And apparently so, because it's like this underground thing. Because like when they showed the audience, like people were like, "Ah!"
I remember last year when they just
the
announced the title of the game.
they went
People
bananas.
went ape shit.
And like,
No pun intended, because there's an ape in the game.
But, no, he's a chimpanzee.
Monkey.
Don't be monkey racist. Don't be primate racist. Primate racist. Yes.
Prime race.
Primate
Racist?
Racist? Do we have anything for that retardedness?
I have a growling animal.
Good enough.
It's Dingo and
Baby!
Baby.
That's exactly what I think. But like, no, it was like one of those games like I guess a lot of inside gamers knew about, and because they remember they showed a group of guys, they were like, oh, they were doing.
It's very Battletoads.
They were like, oh, it's like, okay, I got.
It feels like the Battletoads
I'm so
thing,
out of the loop.
where it's like, oh, Battletoads is so cool. Never played it.
I'm sitting there like, no, Superman, it's no here. I just had no clue what was going on, and everything like that. I mean, again, it looks cool, but again, I don't know if it's an MMO. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a console game. I don't know if it's a PC game. I don't know anything.
Nobody does.
Nothing. It's the greatest fucking mystery of all. It's whatever. All right, now, pushing forward to innovation, which is going to lead into part 2 of our take on Sony. Vibe-wise, I guess, in terms of this. There was one piece of innovation. It's a game coming out called Starlink. And everything like that. Which one video gamer podcast thing really pissed me off. It's like, if you're gonna report something, do your fucking research, or at least pay attention to the imagery in front of you. Because this guy was insisting it was just for the Nintendo Switch, and it's like, no, if you pay attention, there's different controllers there, as an Xbox controller and a PlayStation controller. Now, Starlink, what it is, it's a space game. It's a sci-fi space game and everything that more so involves ships. Now, the cool aspect of it, the guy that came up explained that he goes, he grew up a big lover of Star Wars and toys and things like that. So he wanted to bring that world back together. Remember I mentioned about, Skylanders and all that stuff.
Yes.
And Seth and Jace were kind of interested in this. What it is you get like a little model starship, and everything like that. You attach it to your controller, and the ship, of course, appears in the screen by attaching it to your controller of any system, not just Nintendo. Then say you have your regular blaster ships and you're on the ice planet and your blasters aren't working. Well, then you take your link of your fire guns and you put that on the ship, and it